I guess let's do a drink check real quick. We don't always have drinks when we do the show, but it's a pretty casual one. It's just you and me, right?
Just you and me?
Yeah, so guest-free episode, so our guest today is a little booze, perhaps. Be a little loosey-goosey with it. What's your drink?
I am drinking a Tall Boy Pacifico that was left at my house at a recent party. A friend of the show left it.
All right.
What are you drinking?
I have a Boochcraft, but before I get into the Boochcraft, I was telling you I'm having a weird fucking week.
Mm-hmm.
It's only going to get... I've been like, all right, well, I'm having a little bit of a sip of a 99 popcorns.
Okay.
Have you had the 99 popcorns?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I think we talked about it with Casey.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
The 99 popcorn.
I did a little bit of research about the 99 company. How is it?
It's popcorny.
Okay. Because I thought that could be a potential topic, but...
Really grocery store stuff.
Yeah.
99's is it?
Yeah.
It's liquor store stuff.
Right.
I mean, we can't do... Okay, it's just you and me, and then do maybe the list of things that we can't really talk about on this podcast, because it's liquor store versus grocery store. We're not probably going to do a 99 popcorns episode.
Yeah, we have to start a cleanup on a liquor store.
Yeah. We're not going to be doing any Kratom.
Oh, yeah.
Or 7-0.
What is 7-0? Is that like a THC kind of thing?
I think 7-0 is the... Again, I don't mess with any of this stuff. 7-0 is... It's like, what's the chemical in Kratom? I mean, maybe it's... whatever the chemical is in Kratom, like Kratom is the natural version of it, and I think 7-0 is like the more synthesized version of it. So it's like significantly more potent and significantly more addictive. And at the moment, it's completely legal. Like, you can just go wherever and buy it. And I think people are dying from drinking it. Like, I've read articles, and again, this is possibly, scare journalism or whatever, where people say, like, I had like 3 7-0s, and then before I knew it, I was like stealing 7-0s. Like, I started everything that I owned to get 7-0s. And then I started stealing 7-0s. It's like apparently just really, really dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, Kratom itself is far more addictive than advocates would lead you to believe.
Really?
Yeah. It is like, it's not an opiate, but it is roughly in that category of chemicals or whatever.
Have you had a Kratom?
Yeah, but not enough to even really feel much. I think, but
you have to drink more than one of those little bottles?
I didn't even drink a little bottle. I had a couple. I had like basically a quarter of one.
Okay.
But I'm still curious. I would actually love to try.
A Kratom or 7-0?
Both.
Really?
Sure.
Okay. I always joke about this. Like, we have a lot of friends who do Zins, also not grocery store topic. So I guess this is the liquor store. We haven't started the podcast officially yet.
Right.
This is the liquor store
minute.
Yeah, liquor store minute, liquor store prologue. We have a lot of friends that are doing Zins.
Yeah.
And that is like, if I understand it correctly, it's a more synthesized version of tobacco. It's like it's nicotine, just synthesized, no tobacco. People say it's safer. Lots of people are doing these Zins all the time. And I just am like, look, I'm having a 99 popcorns and a hard kombucha. I don't need an extra thing to be addicted to. I've got enough stuff. I've got enough like substances that I wouldn't say I'm struggling, but I've got weird issues with. I don't need to like try out the new hot one around the corner.
While we are talking substances,
Yes.
I should say that I am prescribed antidepressants, and I did not take my medication today, I believe. Okay. So I'm feeling a little wacky.
All right.
So yeah.
And we can get into this, but you kind of you showed up to record without the centerpiece of the report.
That's right.
So we attribute that to you being off your meds?
No, I just had 100 different things to grab on the way over here, but that was the important one. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to go, now I'm going to say Sunny, but I don't think anybody knows what that is. That is the bird from Cocoa Puffs.
Okay.
Who has mental illness. I believe he struggles with mental illness.
Sunny?
Cocoa Puffs.
What was the hook?
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, that's right.
I don't think we say that anymore.
You can say cuckoo.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, right? It's like a cuckoo bird or something like that, right? I think it's like wild. Like it's a wild animal. We say that.
Wild.
I know.
So
So
don't say crazy anymore.
you don't say that.
And
But I think cuckoos are. I'm putting cuckoo in the okay category.
I'm steering clear of the whole thing.
One flew over the experiencing mental illness's nest.
There, that's how you have to say. This came up yesterday. I've been really busy, and we were talking about this off the podcast, but I've been having really like weird bad weeks lately, and like no end in sight. Like it's only gonna get worse. Just there's no relief for the stuff that I'm upset about anywhere in the foreseeable future. But like, so my one day yesterday, I was like, we're recording this podcast on Friday. I was down the hill doing various medical things on Tuesday, just work. The news locally has been like killing me. And I took yesterday, Thursday, I was like, I'm going to walk down to our local watering hole and I'm going to just have a couple drinks and just like kind of have a silly day. Because I'm not going to have a chance to do this until like next week maybe. So I showed up and my dog, who I took to Tiny Pony, our local watering hole, and then I did take her to the grocery store. Don't tell Agent Sebastian with the cart narcs.
Bark narcs.
But I described my dog as being a little bit of a psycho. And I didn't get scolded by friends, but they said, is that the one that we're not supposed to say anymore?
Oh. I think again, I don't know. Who knows? Psycho is on the edge. It might be on the other side.
So my friend was thinking of a different one that you don't use in a pejorative term anymore. You can say a word. Spastic, I guess. So yeah, aggressive of that.
That's definitely one.
We're not saying that one. But I said psycho, and they said, well, why can you say psycho, but I can't say the other one? And I'm like, that's a reasonable question.
Yep. Yeah.
But I think we can still say psycho because if you're a psychopath, then that's still like probably a pretty bad thing.
Yeah. But I guarantee that there are people, it's about humanizing people who are struggling. And I guarantee that there are advocates who probably don't want people to use it. But also I haven't heard that specific one.
Check out Christian Bale in American Mental Illness.
Christian Bale yelling behind the scenes of, I don't know, was it Terminator
Salvation.
Yeah,
directed by the great Mick G.
That's right.
But there you go.
Gingerbread Man Down, Clean Up on Aisle Podcast.
All right, you're listening to Clean Up on Aisle Podcast. The dirty truth about grocery stores, and definitely not the dirty truth about liquor stores.
Nope, never.
Speaking of liquor stores, you were saying that you had a party.
Yep.
I went to the party. It was very fun. Thank you for inviting me to the party.
Thank you for coming.
This is the first party you've had in your new house, essentially.
Yeah. I had a test one that you also came to, but the first real one.
A mingle?
A mingle.
A mixer.
From the yeah.
Are you totally full? Are you like have a lot of leftover stuff?
There's some drinks.
Okay.
I would say not even totally full. I think people did a pretty good job. And then the next day, people were still hanging out. Mm-hmm. So a lot of what might have been leftovers were consumed, which is great.
Okay.
So no, it's, I would say a little higher than normal, but not totally full of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're stocked. You haven't bought a beer in a minute.
No.
Have you forgotten what the beer section at the grocery store looks like? It's been so long. Been 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was really, and I'm glad I was really keyed in on getting an appropriate amount of non-alcoholic beers because I knew that at least a handful of people, and I was right, and they were very popular. So that was actually what I was really focusing on the week before the party, was making sure that I would have some good ass non-alcoholic beers, and yeah, people liked them.
Now, you were drinking a regular alcoholized beer.
Yes.
I know that I've had some drinks with you. We're having some drinks right now as part of this show.
Yes.
You seem like you're pretty clued in with the non-alcoholic scene, with the NA stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We were at a liquor store together maybe a couple months ago, and I remember you remarking about the Budweiser Zero ad that was like in front of the liquor store.
Yeah. which I have purchased now.
And how do you find it?
Pretty bad.
Really?
Although I have a bunch of those in my fridge.
Where did those come from?
Walmart, I think.
No, but did you like buy them or did
I think I bought that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though they stink, or did you buy like a 12er and you can't get
This was the second 12er that I bought. I had already bought a lot, and it was the most affordable NA beer at the time. And I was like, well, they're all right. And I will drink them. Mm-hmm. They're a pleasant, in general, NA beers are like, it's not seltzer water, which doesn't have enough flavor. It's not soda, which is too sweet. It's like something kind of in the middle. So I do enjoy it when I'm not trying to get drunk, and I just want a little refresher.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were always a big fan of the Malta Goya.
Yeah.
Which is not a de-alcoholized beer, but it's like...
There is a micro amount of alcohol in, and then in some of them there's even more than micro, but yeah.
Okay.
Yes, there's some amount of fermentation in it, but those are super sweet, which I didn't even fully understand when I was drinking them in New York, but they are absurd. They're like double the amount of sugar than a soda, and fat, I think, too, and stuff. So yeah, not good for you.
I think generally, like, and again, I do want to chat a little bit more about NA beers, but my policy is like, if I am drinking something, if I'm drinking a liquid, it better be doing something for me. It better have caffeine or be just water. My doctor recommends that I drink Gatorade. I had a condition I've been referring to as weird leg that was solved by having just more Gatorade in my body.
Electrolytes?
Electrolytes, exactly. So I'm not like, drinking liquids for pleasure. They better be having an effect on me.
Okay.
So that's your hard kombuchas, your beers, your Diet Cokes, fridge cigarettes, water for hydration, Gatorade, coffee for staying up.
Sure.
Or waking up, rather.
Yeah.
Those are the liquids I consume most.
Right. I get that. But what about just refresh? No?
I mean, sometimes I'll get I like a kombucha. That's like, I'll have a non-alcoholized kombucha. We talked about kombucha with John Cullen. I love the Synergy Blue, which is harder and harder to find these days.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
So you don't like the Budweiser NA?
No.
What is the NAs that you bought and why? Start with that.
So the Budweiser NA tastes exactly like, because I think this is essentially what it is. You took a Budweiser, you left it out, and it all of the carbonation left, and then you poured some seltzer water into it.
Ugh.
So it's got a little bit of this like stale, like flat beer aftertaste that is not, it's very slight, but I've had it enough times where you have a Budweiser that you've just kind of left out and it's almost no fizz and you have a sip. It's almost, a little too much of that.
Okay.
It's fine. And whatever. I have 12 of them. I will drink them.
You bought it the second time. You went back for seconds.
Yes, I did.
Did you think that your guests would just drink whatever swill that you foisted upon them?
Pretty much. Well, it was later. It was later. It was pretty much after I bought those that I kind of came to the opinion that, you know what, these are not actually very good. Also, a good friend of mine who was at the party, David, who you didn't know before, he brought the best NA beer I've ever had.
Okay. I'll tell you mine while you're looking up that one.
Okay.
I love a Lagunitas Hoppy Refresher. That's a great one. It's not trying to be beer so much, but it's
like hop water.
Yeah, and that's really fantastic. And, when I do take breaks from drinking, I will crack into one of those. They're not cheap, but I like those.
So this is called Klosteiler. Klosteiler, and I think it's German, and I think they've been
Tyler.
Yeah, Klosteiler.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, and it's German. I think they have been around for a decent amount of time, and they really cracked the code.
Okay.
In terms of NA beer, I was impressed. So, and I think it was after I had that I realized how whack the Budweiser is.
Okay, so you got spoiled by the good stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Why are you? And again, I love an NA beer. I'm just curious why you were more concerned about the NA beer selection than the beer selection.
I knew for sure that there were going to be some NA people, and I want them to feel included.
Okay.
And I know that I mean, maybe not everybody has the same thing, but if you want a special drink and you don't want you don't want to feel like a kid drinking fucking soda pop, and you also don't want to drink a LaCroix because, like, who really is excited to drink that?
I do enjoy LaCroix.
Are you excited? Is that like we're having a party, let's have some LaCroix? You know what I mean? Like, is it a celebration? Like, so I was thinking, so I felt like going a little bit above and beyond and trying to get something decent there. It was something I wanted to do.
All right. I love it. I think it's great. And, this is putting me in the mind of, like, I haven't had one in a while, but something that kind of works in that, like, non-alcoholic space that is not just a Pepsi, not just a LaCroix, Martinelli's sparkling cider. I haven't had one in a million years, but when you bust out that big bottle, like, when else are you having sparkling cider like that? Yeah. That does kind of feel like, I am at a party.
Right. Yeah, I like that. I mean, that's what we drank at Passover when we were kids, and I always really liked that.
We had Manischewitz grape juice, one of the worst things. And boy, oh boy, one day we will do the kosher section episode of this podcast. I don't have much good to say.
No.
So, tune in and preview for that.
Canned gefilte fish.
Yikes. And we are recording this pretty quickly after Passover. Did you do anything for Passover?
No.
Okay.
No.
My family did something for Passover, and it was on a Wednesday. I couldn't make it to Long Beach, which is where I'm from. But we didn't. I wanted matzo ball soup, but my partner doesn't really care for it. She says it's too hot for soup right now. It is.
Okay.
All right. So I have the entry point for us here. You bought 24 of a thing that you drank one of and realized you didn't like.
12, but
we used to bought 212.
Oh yeah. Well, I finished the first 12, but yeah.
And you're gonna power your way through this large mistake that you made.
Correct.
And when I think of buying large mistakes, we think of today's topic. Costco.
What makes you say it's a mistake?
Okay. That you bought the beers or just Costco?
Like mistake. Like, tell me about mistakes that you've made at Costco.
I haven't been to Costco in a very, very long time. Where we live currently, there's not really Costco. You got to drive about 45 minutes to the nearest Costco. I know people that do. You go once a month. You stock up. You buy all your stuff. You have your 75 toilet papers or whatever. I can't think of like a specific mistake I've made at Costco.
See, I'm a defender, and one of the reasons why is because I think their batting average is shockingly high in terms of random shit. Like, I think that it's not 100%, of course, but if you're going to kind of go out on a limb and be like, I don't know, I'm never tried these before, I think they've got a real good quality department sort of deciding what they're going to carry.
Okay.
So I'm not saying it's impossible to get a mistake. Of course it is. But I'm saying it's like, it's less likely.
All right. I tried something. My morning show co-host, Cody, went to a Costco recently, and we do a segment called Try It Tuesday, and he picked up a few things at Costco, and I was like, this is the definition of random bullshit that no one ever needs to buy.
Okay.
And he's like, I just thought these would be cute. I thought it would be fun to try them. I think one of them was like a dried persimmon that I thought was pretty good.
Okay.
But the other one was like a dehydrated mushroom snack.
Okay.
Where it was like crunchy. It felt like if you turn mushrooms into like a corn pop kind of, without the sugar.
Yeah. Oh, with no sugar.
No sugar.
And no
like a savory, crunchy.
So did it have like barbecue seasoning?
No. As far as I could tell, it was just like a little like light salt on them. They were incredible. I was obsessed with them. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't expect you to go that way. Okay.
I think maybe they actually were seasoned with a little like nutritional yeast,
right?
Anything, but I could not get enough of them.
Okay.
They were like very crispy, very crunchy. Like kind of you bite into it and it crackles and then it dissolves into your mouth. Would recommend them. They might be pretty pricey, and it wasn't like some enormous bag.
I'm getting them for sure. So what you grew up as a Costco kid?
Well, okay. I'm going to talk about Costco a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
This is not our Costco episode. We will maybe do a proper Costco, a deep dive into Costco down the line. this is us talking about the magazine, and we're just kind of backing into it very slowly. My dad used to love going to, it was Price Club at the time.
Yep.
And this is very cute. There's a town in the middle of Long Beach, surrounded on all sides by Long Beach. It's like a little island of its own thing called Signal Hill. Mm-hmm. And the Costco is in Signal Hill. The Long Beach Costco is in Signal Hill. So you have to go got to cross the border. No checkpoints to get in Signal Hill, of course. But we would go all the time. That was my dad's favorite thing. I don't think we went once a week, but it was maybe like definitely more than once a month, it felt like, growing up. So I spent a lot of time in Costco's, always getting the samples, things like that. How about you?
Also, Costco was a major part of my childhood. I would say I remember it maybe about as vividly, if not more, than being in a grocery store.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time in Costco, and especially with the samples and whatever, running around.
Let me ask you, because I think and again, I don't know the timeline on it, and you might know this. I didn't do any research for this episode. We're mostly talking about the Costco magazine.
Yeah.
But I think when, like, we grew up in the 80s and 90s, there was a point where Costco was only for, like, commercial. Like, you had to, like, to become a member of Costco, you had to, like, have a reason to be part of Costco. Like, you had to have a laundromat, or I think... I've been told this. I've never seen any evidence of this, but apparently, like, my grandparents like owned an apartment building at one point, and that's why they had a Costco membership. And my dad was like, "Well, I'm on my parents' membership." Nowadays, anybody can get in, but did your parents have any kind of like commercial connections?
No.
Okay.
And it was definitely it was Price Club at the time, but no, they're civilians.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad was a civilian at the time too, but he always said, "Oh, well, Grandma and Grandpa have an apartment building," and like. I never heard of this apartment building. I'm not sure that that's true, but that's what I was. My dad was maybe keeping that lie alive for me.
Sure.
At least. But did you like it?
I loved it. I liked the food. I liked the pizza out front. I never really got the hot dog. Everybody loves a hot dog, and I ate hot dogs then, but I never really got it. But chicken bake and stuff, and then just like all the random shit. It's like it was always different. It was sometimes a little overwhelming, I'll admit. Sometimes I got a little overstimulated, but yeah, I always enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think I got a really bad hot dog from Costco one time. I had like a chunk in it. I think that put me off of hot dogs for like 10 years.
I don't want to say, I mean, it's $1.50 for a hot dog and a soda, which is a very good deal.
Yes.
You should not expect the best hot dogs, but you probably also shouldn't expect chunks.
Well, they used to be Hebrew National hot dogs. So we're talking, you know, late 80s, early 90s when $1.50 for a hot dog and a soda was not, it was not a deal that had mental illness.
A deal experiencing mental illness.
It was, these days, like, they're really, like, standing by that. And I think the CEO was quoted as saying, like, I will kill you before we get rid of the $1.50 hot dog and soda menu.
Yeah.
I don't think I think to keep that up, it's obviously a loss leader. Of course it's a loss leader. I think that the hot dog is, like, probably dropped in quality, possibly in size. I have not had a Costco hot dog in 10 years or so. The chicken bake was a relatively new thing.
Yeah, 20 years.
Wow.
I mean.
30 years, and yes, still new.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It used to be just hot dogs and pizza and fountain drinks.
Correct.
Chicken bake came on board. They've got
like smoothie thing, and yeah.
Did you ever drink the smoothie thing?
It's all right. It's not that good.
Yeah,
I have.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's not that good.
It's it's like the Costco version of a smoothie. What's the? And again, we'll do a deeper dive into Costco. What's the weirdest thing? We were talking about weird things that one had bought from Costco. Like, what strikes you in your memory as either a child or an adult, where you tasted it or you saw it on the shelf and you bought the huge thing of it and you're like, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
I got to think about it for a little bit. Do you have one? I
do.
Okay.
I remember the lady that was even offering it up as a sample. It was a product called Alligator. Do you remember this?
No. Was it actual alligator?
Oh, it's like a sweet treat. It basically was like a higher end version of Butterfinger. So it came in like a big, like peanut brittle, like big square sheet. And he broke off little chunks of it, and it was like, what like Butterfinger is trying to be. Like Butterfinger is the bargain basement mass-produced version of this thing called alligator, and maybe that came after Butterfinger. I truly don't know, but it was like a crispy, peanut buttery toffee kind of thing. Like, I don't know, how do you describe Butterfinger?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. This was also a weird fucking thing. Remember the lady, like, we were like, is that real alligator? And I'm sure she had to say to 1 million people over the course of her job selling alligator, or giving out samples of alligator, like, no, it's not alligator. It's just like peanut butter, like toffee or whatever.
It is weird to name a food after something that could potentially be a food.
I mean, I've had alligator.
Yeah, me too.
So, this is my my new my new cocktail called ostrich juice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there ostrich in it? Like,
no. Why we know. We just thought it had embodied the spirit of ostrich juice. Yeah.
I remember we bought it a couple times, and I think I ate it, but I don't think I think maybe the second time we bought it, we didn't get through it. It's like, it's too much. It's like just like a nicer version of the Butterfinger. When was the last time you finished a Butterfinger?
Yeah.
You could even finish a Butterfinger aside from Bart Simpson.
Well, yeah. He's eating. Don't lay a finger on. Yeah. I can't think of anything weird. I can think of very things that we got a lot. The big one is Utz. So Utz is a regional Philly, Maryland kind of a thing. And they have
Potato chip.
Yeah, they have potato chips, of course, which we would get. But they had pretzels, which they still sell. I feel like the quality has gone down, but maybe this is just rose-colored lenses. But we would get the largest barrel of Utz that you could imagine of these pretzels, and just eat them constantly.
It looks like a hand grenade kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It looks like an actual barrel. It's plastic, but it looks like shaped like a barrel. Yeah.
I guess I see more hand grenades in my day-to-day than I see barrel. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw a barrel?
I don't know.
We're in the desert, and motherfuckers love a barrel out here.
Right.
A barrel in the front of their house. I'm an old West guy.
Yeah.
I want to take a bath in here.
Wear it and put some suspenders on it.
In this economy.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Right. That would be that's like a hipster. Barrels are not cheap these days. So you'd have to get mahogany, get it from Eddie Bauer.
Eddie Bauer barrel.
Yeah.
And again, we'll probably do an episode about Utz down the line as well, but I'm obsessed with the Utz girl and how much she looks like Nancy.
Yeah.
I think that probably the Utz people trying to grab onto some of the Nancy cachet.
For sure.
Yeah, Nancy's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And any time you can get anywhere near the
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get that little Nancy glow, the little shine from Nancy.
The alligator people should have gotten a spiky-haired mascot.
A little non-Bart Simpson.
Yeah, peeing on something.
But do you mind if I look up this alligator thing?
This?
I think that might have been it, yeah.
Candy milk chocolate alligator bites. And they do look like fancy. It's more caramel than whatever Butterfinger is, but I could see it. I can see the resemblance for sure.
Okay.
So... yeah.
Let's bring it back like it could be the new Dubai chocolate.
Yeah. There was, again, very regional thing. There's a baseball player named Cal Ripken. Mm-hmm. He was very good. Yeah.
I'm familiar with Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah. Cal Ripken.
Same guy?
Same guy.
We're talking about his poppy.
No, the junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cal Ripken Jr. I've heard
Cal Ripken, yeah. And
in Oriole?
He was in Oriole, so he was very popular in the Baltimore area. And I call it Ariel. He had a candy bar called the Cal Bar. And it was the kind of thing that, A, you could get it like 7-Eleven or whatever, but B, you, including me, would sell them door to door to raise money for your sports team or whatever. So it was like a major thing in the area, and people would, and it was basically just a caramel and chocolate or whatever. It was good, but yeah, it was not a small niche thing.
First of all, you shouldn't have a candy bar that has the first syllable of calorie in the name.
Yeah, I think, yep. is a different time.
This is it's the Dia bar.
Yeah.
I'll give you diabetes.
Yeah. Right.
Also, again, I only know Cal Ripken Jr. very vaguely. Isn't he a huge dork?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has kind of. I've never seen him play. Maybe he's the best player. Never heard him interviewed. He just has dork energy.
No, he's a big dork. I mean, his claim to fame is that he played more games than anyone. So it's basically
He's like the perfect attendance.
exactly
Award winner.
It's exactly that's we all know the perfect attendance people in high school. So he's that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. Well, congrats to Cal Ripken. But anyways, so like, we're here to talk about this magazine, and just to, I don't know, keep veering closer and closer to it, but not ever actually talking about the magazine.
That will be the whole episode. We'll never actually get to it.
The, like, Costco, like, my dad was obsessed with Costco. It seems like one of your parents was pretty obsessed with Costco.
My mom.
And in that time, like, this was maybe the nascent stages of it, or maybe it was full blown and we were just too young to notice it. Like, Costco inspires like lifestyle enthusiasts for Costco, right?
Yeah.
Like you can buy Kirkland branded sweatshirts.
Yes.
Whereas when I go to a Ralph's or a Kroger, I'm not buying in look, me personally, I would fucking wear a Ralph's hoodie, 100%. But they're not selling that, and there's not a lot of people that feel that way.
Right.
But people are like obsessed with the Kirkland stuff, obsessed with like being a member of Costco. It is maybe that membership that inspires like, oh, I'm a Costco man. This is my lifestyle.
Yeah.
I go to Costco, I shop at Costco, I talk about Costco. And are you that way as a guy that goes to Costco?
So I was thinking a lot about this because, like, on one hand, everyone knows that, like, whatever, you can get deals there. But simultaneously, everyone leaves there spending, like, $300 or if not more. So it's like there's a contradiction there. Like, are you actually getting a deal or are you just buying a lot of something that if you bought a lot of it at Walmart or wherever because of the size of it, it would be a price down per unit or whatever. I don't know. But once you buy the membership, like then you do have a little bit of a internal pressure of like, well, I gotta go. I paid the membership. I'm a member, and who knows? And it's got a little bit of a grocery outlet thing that there will be some reliable stuff, but like you will always be a little bit surprised by something. Which is
all those alligator bites.
That's right, and that's fun. In terms of the clothes themselves. I mean,
I'm not even like specific about the clothes. I'm just like, they have the brand. You have to become a member, and like people are like, well, if it's Kirkland, it's good. The Kirkland vodka is actually like on par with I'm trying to think of the stupidest vodka brand, Chopin.
I actually am. You're reminding me that just about a month ago or something, I saw. I think they were Kirkland brand Nike Dunks, like Nike, and they looked awesome. And apparently they sold out in like seconds.
Yeah.
Like it was like Pokemon cards. People were lined up out the door and just bought them all right away. So
I mean, Aldi's isn't putting out kicks,
Right.
So now I guess part of that lifestyle takeover is this magazine. So you brought in an issue.
Yep. This is the February of 2026 issue.
Okay. It's called Costco Connection.
Yes.
How often does it come out?
1 month.
Every one a month?
Yes.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Okay. All right. I know we've done an episode of magazines, and I have a little bit of magazine stuff. Like, I guess I've written for magazines in the vaguest sense. I've written more for newspapers and radio, but I've written for I'll just say it, a Time Out magazine. When we were living in New York, Time Out was like the hottest magazine in town, and I was fresh out of college doing local journalism.
Gumshoe.
Yeah. I was like, I would love to write for Time Out magazine. Like if I was a Time Out magazine writer, that would be it. That's the dream job for me right now. When I moved to LA, they didn't have a physical magazine, and like it was just a website, and I ended up writing a bunch of shit for Time Out, and I achieved the dream. I'm dealing with this a lot in therapy, but it's a constant goalpost movement where it's like, oh, 2013 I wrote for Time Out magazine, but it doesn't mean as much because it wasn't when I was in New York. and it's online only. And they did put out a print edition, and I was featured in the print edition. So that was nice. But you get the dream job, and then you're like, oh well, I'm not successful enough. What am I? I gotta get my shit together.
Right.
Constant goalpost moving. You find yourself in that situation.
Oh yeah, 100%. I struggle with that. I think been a little better with it for a variety of life circumstances in the past couple of years. But yes, I definitely keep myself under a lot of pressure. And once you get the thing, it's
meaningless.
You forget about it almost.
Yeah. I interviewed a musician that I was obsessed with as a high schooler just yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was annoyed that they're 15 minutes late for the interview. And then I immediately got back on my treadmill and was like cranky about other stuff. And I did not even take the moment to savor the fact that I interviewed a childhood, not quite a hero, but somebody I really listened to his music a lot. A guy in Frank Zappa's band, Napoleon Murphy Brock.
Oh, that's cool.
And I interviewed him yesterday, and we played on like one of my very favorite Frank Zappa records, and I have not taken the time to sit around and listen to it. I'm a little bummed at myself that I haven't yet.
Can I also say that, and I know that they probably didn't pay you anywhere close to your time and what you deserve, but Time Out Magazine, you did a thing where you reviewed sandwiches, and like, as a job, like that's a good job. You know, like you should just enjoy that regardless of whatever, that for a brief moment, for a week or whatever, your job was to eat a bunch of sandwiches and talk about that.
Absolutely. I
That's
did
cool.
bagels for them. I mean, I didn't know we'd go down this little journey, but the coolest assignment I've ever been given is like they had an article, like a bunch of articles, like top 10 mojitos, top 10 Mai Tais, top 10 daiquiris, top 10 old fashions. And they said, here's these lists. We need you to add 2 cocktails to each of these lists. So have at it. And I'm like, cool. That was great. I like took some new friends to some really strange places that couple weeks.
There you go.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done a little bit of time in magazines. My partner has written a ton for magazines. So magazines are very near and dear to my heart. I've got this arrangement. I'm not buying so much magazines these days. I buy a few. We've had Liz Lapp from our local magazine shop on the show. We've talked magazines at the grocery counter. My partner still buys a lot more magazines than I do. She keeps up with Vogue. She used to write for Vogue. She just bought an issue of Vanity Fair. She buys all the international Vogues. I'm in an interesting situation with my neighbor where he is a GQ subscriber. He's a older gentleman, but he's very into fashion, very into design. And just casually one day he said, would you like to read my GQs? So when he gets the GQ, he puts it in my mailbox, first thing.
Yeah.
And then I read it.
Wait, he reads it first.
No, I read it. He gives it, gets it. He puts it in our mailbox.
Okay.
I read it and I write little notes on it. I put Post-its all over.
That's cute.
And I write all these like just notes, my thoughts while I'm reading it.
That's cute.
And then I put it in his mailbox.
That's really
Then he reads it.
That's a nice relationship.
It's really cool. I love doing it. I've got a GQ I'm working on right now. This month's, it's not monthly anymore. Which is why I was surprised that Costco Connection is monthly. Putting out a monthly in this economy.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about that, but yeah.
But I'm reading the GQ right now that's got the big Jay-Z interview.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I'm reading the section about Jay-Z's watches right now.
I'm a fan of Jay-Z's music, but I cannot imagine wanting to read that article.
So, well,
about
it was Jay-Z, and then it's like, now we're in Jay-Z's watches.
That's right. I can't imagine. I mean, maybe I take it back. I can. If I was on a plane or something, I would read every line about the watch.
There's a lot of people complimenting Jay-Z's taste in watches while it shows you the pictures of his watch. But that's magazines.
Yeah.
That's what magazines do.
Right.
My partner has written for Vogue, Vogue Australia a lot, and a little Vogue America, I think. She's written for a lot of other magazines. She did like independent music zines and stuff in Perth, Australia. And it's like stupid stuff. Like that's the fun of the magazine. It's like big glossy photos of things that are maybe kind of stupid.
Yeah.
It's fun. She wrote an article for Vogue about our first date. Her dating in LA, and she dated about some of the other guys that she dated, and then she's like, and then I met this wonderful man, and now we're still together.
There you go.
So there's like that. Magazines can be silly and fun. here we have, just real quick before we get into the Costco, what's your magazine consumption outside of the Costco Connection?
Virtually zero. Although I got kind of into buying old Source magazines, which is like the old hip hop magazines. So getting Source magazines from the 90s. So for a little while I was getting those on eBay and like building a little collection just because it's very fun for me to open up a Source magazine with DMX on the cover and read the ads that are there. It's like a real weird time capsule that's very fun. And then I should also say that Today is not a magazine. I'm changing the subject a little bit. I subscribed to get comic books, new issues mailed to me.
Really?
By DC, or by Big Apple Comics through DC. But
can I guess?
Sure.
Is it Absolute Batman?
Yes.
Okay, I'm having it.
And another guess. You're probably not going to get this, but
Don't know if I...
it's very close. It's very close. Absolute Green Lantern.
Really?
Or no, Green Arrow.
Absolute Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Part of my love for periodicals, I'm a comic book guy, and like I've got stacks and stacks of Wizard magazine that I used to subscribe to, and I still reread my Wizards. Love to see the ads, but like comic books in particular from the 90s and the 80s had like really like awesome ads.
Yeah.
Like I know we're all thinking of the comic book ads where it's like, oh, you know, you get the submarine and you get the X-ray.
Boy's Life.
Yeah.
Or whatever that. Yeah. That. Yes, I know.
But I'm thinking of the 80s, 90s comic book ads for Fruitopia. And I've never heard a local H song in my entire life. I hope I never do.
Yeah.
But boy, did they have a lot of ads in comic books.
So like Crash Bandicoot. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that you subscribe to those. That's great.
I'm looking forward to. We'll see what happens.
I-
They were really affordable. Surprising. I mean, affordable in quotes, but
Yeah.
comparatively, it was a good deal.
I love it. Fantastic. Congratulations. I'll have to borrow them when you've got a big stack.
Sure.
I've not read that much Absolute Batman. Okay. But one publication that you do get, and I'm going to see if this is addressed to you.
No, and that's what I was going to talk about.
Okay. Costco Connection.
So, I've been a Gold Star member, which is the bottom barrel of the tier.
That
for Costco.
Maybe this is offensive to say. I've heard the term Gold Star lesbian. Is that where it's like you've never slept with a dude? So is a Gold Star Costco member somebody who's never shopped at a Safeway?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, maybe. I've been that for a long time, for like over a decades, I guess you could say. And then recently, so we had been talking about Costco a little bit, and I'd researched, and one of the bullet points was you get this magazine mailed to you, and that's cool. And I was like, that's cool. And then I happened to be at the Costco down the hill, and I was early, and everybody was waiting in line, and it was real grumpy. And then I saw people going in, just flooding in. And I was like, why are they allowed to go in and I'm not? And I realized like, oh, they have the executive membership and I have the filthy Gold Star membership. So I walked right in and I got a executive membership.
Wow.
And I was able to shop 30 minutes earlier than everybody else. And part of that, this was not a high part of it, but a very small part of it. I was expecting to get this mailed to my house. And I learned that people do still get this mailed to their house, but they are grandfathered in.
Oh my gosh.
So I do not get it mailed to my house.
You know, I was going to really give it up to Costco for investing in print, investing in physical media, which as a maker of comics, as a maker of zines, I really respect. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, we're going to talk about how rad it is that they're still publishing this magazine. The fact that they are not, that sounds like they're widening shit down.
Yeah.
And that's a huge bummer.
Yeah. So they are at least as of last year, they are the third most read in quotes, third most, I guess, distributed magazine in America.
Distributed and read is very different.
That's right.
thing.
That's right.
Okay.
And the first two are AARP magazines. So those are also free-ish.
Those, I mean, yeah, they send those out pretty heavy duty. And again, knowing from comic books, like, if you know the history of comic books, there's definitely stories of like, it doesn't matter how many we sell, we print them and we mail them out, and then the mafia like burns them up, or you know, buries like snitches in comic books. Like, it doesn't matter how much it's sold, how much it's read. It just matters how much exists, how much we print, and like sometimes that's the number that people are looking for.
So. I want to actually go on a tangent real quickly.
Yes.
So I was working in New York. I was working at an independent hip hop label that I won't name, even though I probably have named it.
Definitely name them on the show.
Well, but right now I won't name it. And we were getting Vice magazines mailed to us. Like, just nobody subscribed. They knew we were whatever hip and whatever. They just mailed it to us. And the owner was a born again Christian.
Okay.
So the Vice magazines would get sort of stacked up on the back of the toilet, the communal toilet at the office. And then apparently he had been flipping through and he saw a picture of two guys kissing. And this is 2007 or something, 2006. And he flipped out. He called Vice magazine. He called like whoever the rep is that like was assigned to mail us stuff. He called them and maybe he left a message. I don't remember exactly, but he flipped out and a bunch of homophobic shit. He said, do not ever mail us this. We don't want that crap. All this probably much worse stuff than that. And Vice magazine did, in my opinion, the funniest response that you could do.
I mean, I would say, I just, not knowing where this is going. Vice was a New York magazine.
Yeah.
If a prominent record company owner or executive doing a homophobic diatribe issue, did they run an article about it?
No.
Okay.
I guess so. Maybe that would have been real, balls to the wall. But no. Instead, what they did was instead of sending us one issue a month, they dropped off pallets. Like they destroyed our office with so many magazines. That was like just the biggest fuck you of like, we're fucking you in a way that's actually going to cost us money.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think Vice is an interesting example of that kind of magazine. Like, and again, I don't know if I want to go down the deep rabbit hole of Vice magazine and its contribution or otherwise to society.
Yeah.
But it was a magazine that was dropped off for free. And I think I was reading Vice at the time. Obviously you were reading Vice at the time, but it was just everywhere. The point of the magazine was that it is just pushed everywhere, and like everywhere that hipsters in New York where you could grab a copy of Vice. If you went to a coffee shop and you got nothing to do, you could grab a copy of Vice and read it at the coffee shop, waiting for a date.
Yeah.
Read a copy of Vice,
It's hard to talk about just the almost that people had more shared culture. And I'm using culture in major quotes when we're talking about Vice, but still, regardless, like shared touchstones in the 2000s and earlier.
Yeah.
That like now everything is so fractured that the idea of everybody at least being aware of something and whatever, some art, MIA being on the cover and then instantly everybody would know her even if they didn't listen to the music. It's like that, I don't know, it's a much different place.
I mean, that's magazines in general. It used to be the monoculture. It used to be like, who's on the cover of GQ? Who's on the cover of Vogue? Who's on the cover of Vanity Fair? That was the big monoculture. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking over to the magazine of Costco Connection and saying, who'd they put on the cover of Costco Connection this month?
Well, let's tell the folks. What do you see?
It looks like a stock photograph of somebody holding a rolly carry-on luggage. No faces.
That's right.
It's not a particularly good, like well-shot photograph.
No.
I'm not the biggest photography guy, but I can tell when something is like good and bad. I was talking about this Napoleon Murphy Brock interview that I did yesterday, and he dropped a quote from Duke Ellington where it says there's two kinds of music, bad music and good music. And if you're doing that kind of binary level, I look at the cover of Costco Connection and I say, this is not well done.
Yeah.
And not just the photo, not just the stock photo, but having the weight of the magazine, holding it in my hand, it feels like it sucks.
Yeah.
The cover tells me that it sucks. The paper stock tells me that it sucks.
Yeah.
everything about this is screaming at me, this sucks.
Yeah. Right. Do you want to just look through? Let me know. This is 2003. Let me know what you think of those covers right there.
There's one here that's illustrated. I clicked on it and it's taking me to the Costco website.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like, I'm going to use an obscure cartooning term. It looks like a Ben Garrison cartoon. It was like kind of like a hacky right-wing cartoonist. And it looks like some really weird Photoshop-y stuff. And some dicey photo shoots. This cover, May 2023. It's a storyteller. And look. All right, I'm kind of a connoisseur of bad magazines a little bit. I worked, one of the newspapers I worked for in Queens, in New York, tried to start a magazine while I was there. And I wrote some stuff for it, and I did some comics for it, and I could tell immediately, like, oh, this is not good. Like, there's a thing when you go see somebody makes a movie. It's an independent movie, and I want to support everybody that's making stuff. I'm a supporter of people who make stuff. But there is a immediate thing that I can always pick out when I'm watching an independent film. It's the lighting. You can, like, there's something about it. If it's not lit correctly in a professional manner, you can tell immediately, and it just reads to me, oh, I don't have to pay that much attention to this.
And the sound is another one that I think subconsciously everybody picks up on.
So if you take a look at the May 2023 one with the redhead lady sitting on a box.
Yeah, that's the only real person being featured in this year that we're looking at.
Yeah, and it just doesn't look like it's lit correctly.
No.
I've seen magazines with worse lit covers. Being very honest with you, there's there's a local magazine that has had some atrociously lit people on their covers, and I'm like, this is not acceptable. You cannot publish this, and they put it on the fucking cover.
Yeah,
I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
But it's competently lit, but it does not look professionally lit. How's that?
Yeah,
I've seen some incompetently lit magazines.
Sure. Yeah. So if you read an article about Costco magazine, the first thing they're going to say is that they got some press is that Jimmy Kimmel really wanted to be on the Costco magazine cover.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Eat World.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel, that is the... I don't want to be... Okay. The less evil of the two Jimmy.
Right.
Now that James Corden is gone, very clearly you could say there's two late night Jameses, and one is pretty evil, and one is like, he just like cries a lot, I guess. He cries about politics, that seems like.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. And apparently he's a fan of Costco, and apparently he also probably correctly recognized, like, hey, a lot of people are seeing this, regardless of how they're treating it. It is going to be around a lot. So, like, put me on the cover. And according to him, his publicists were like, wait, what? And but yeah, anyway. And then in terms of celebrities, it is these.
I looked through, like, I guess a couple of years of covers, no
celebrities. That's right. But in terms of like the decades that Costco, because it started in '87. This magazine.
Since I was going with my dad.
Yeah. There have been, of course, celebrities, but they are all the most white boomer coded celebrities you could possibly imagine.
Okay, I want to try and guess.
Yeah, you're probably not going to guess them because there's a lot of in that category.
When you say boomer coded celebrity, and this is somebody, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast, somebody had been mistaken for, unfortunately, recently. Sammy Hagar?
Maybe, but he's not on my list. I don't think so.
He doesn't seem like a guy that would be on.
No, they're all safe. They're the safest celebrities you could possibly have.
Can I just tell you the story real quick?
Yeah.
Walking around on the highway and was walking with my dog, and somebody was like working like with their head in the hood of an RV on 29 Palms Highway in Joshua Tree, and he turned around and I heard me coming, and he looked and went, "Wah! Oh, I thought you were Sammy Hagar." Very offensive, and I don't know why he was afraid of Sammy Hagar. Anyways, when you say boomer celebrity, I'm like Jimmy Buffett, Sammy Hagar, like, White Island guys. But
yeah,
probably not on the cover of Costco magazine.
No,
unless they're doing a fefeature on Cabo Wabo tequila.
Yeah, which I don't think they're too cool for that. They don't need him. They don't need him. Paul McCartney, Wayne Gretzky, Oprah, Sully Sullenberg, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Elton John, Dolly Parton, the Eagles, Bruce Springsteen, and maybe the most dangerous, Guy Fieri.
Okay. Just starting with, I think this is the first one you mentioned. I'm blown away by that list.
Yeah.
And I haven't cracked the Costco Connection yet, so I don't know what the content is. I actually just opened the first page, and it's a advertisement for Kirkland ibuprofen, and I'm like, I'm surprised to see this. It's a picture of a oldster, gray-haired person tying their shoe in running gear, wearing earbuds. That says Kirkland 2-pack of ibuprofen, and I'm like, I guess it would make sense that it's Kirkland ads. And I was surprised to see that at first. I'm like, oh, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What was like? Are they just interviewing Paul McCartney to have Paul McCartney on the cover to get people to pick up their advertisement?
Yes.
So it's like a very safe, very like by the numbers Paul McCartney interview.
Yes.
That's put together by, whoever.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all the most like PC safe thing that you could possibly have, especially for a 50-year-old white person.
I mean, I think getting Paul McCartney is a big get for Costco magazine.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, whatever. I mean, they have Oprah. It's like, Wayne Gretzky. It's like, these are famous, Elton John. These are Dolly Parton. These are famous pieces.
I would say among the most famous people.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by the caliber of people who are like, when you were saying Jimmy Kimmel was trying to get on the cover of Costco magazine, I'm like, oh, they'd be lucky to have him. And now I'm like, oh, Jimmy Kimmel's like several steps down from Paul McCartney.
Right.
He's a knight.
Right.
But
at the same time, like if, 10 magazines approach Paul McCartney every quarter, he's probably going to say yes to 9 of them. So, and he'll be on the cover of a bunch of magazines. It's like, yes, of course he's huge, but it's not like he'd never done that before.
Okay. You know what I imagine that conversation is like, and this goes back to the distribution thing, where it's like, oh, Paul, it's me, a publicist. We've got to, do you know how much issues of the Costco Connection are distributed around town? It's millions. You'd be foolish not to be on the cover. I'm like, all right. That's sorry for the bad English.
Yeah.
Accent. Okay.
But also they sell CDs, they sell books. Like they do have a distribution channel for these people to move some product. So
is Paul McCartney like doing an exclusive Costco record? Kirkland presents, the Kirkland stage presents Paul McCartney.
I would check it out. Maybe it's great. I would love to go to a Kirkland concert.
See, you're a member.
That's right.
You're
I
right.
could get a discount. Yeah.
Do you know who was on the cover of the first issue?
No.
Okay. I'm always interested in like the first cover. Like, I mean, I know Wizard magazine had a famous like Todd McFarlane Spider-Man drawing, and that's the only one I can think of. I feel like Saturday Evening Post probably had like what Norman Rockwell on it or whatever. Yeah, 1987. Maybe it was Sammy Hagar.
Maybe it was Van Halen. Okay, maybe I was wrong. So this says magazine debuted in 1997.
Okay.
So but I've definitely read that. Anyway, yeah.
Maybe it was the 90s' version of Sammy Hagar, Courtney Love. No offense, I do like Courtney Love. I'm a Hole guy. I love Hole.
I can't. I'm going to cut some of this stuff out.
Okay.
But it looks like it was like a picture of a vacation destination.
Okay, beach, desert,
Antigua.
That's a beach.
Yeah.
All right. So, and I've opened one page of Costco magazine. What's your relationship with Costco magazine? So you don't get it to your house. How do you get it?
I pick it up at the store.
Okay. And do you make a point of picking it up at the store?
No, this is the third time I've ever picked it up.
Really? So you're not a fan?
No.
You're not reading it cover to cover?
No.
You're not leaving little post-it notes in it for your neighbor?
No. I mean, it's basically an in-flight magazine.
Okay.
It's basically the same, which, yeah.
And, I will say that, my partner has written for in-flight magazines and they pay really well. And people read them and you can do interesting work.
Sure.
Like, it has to be, it can't be like too daring. You're not doing your like experimental, weird interviews and stories and stuff in your in-flight magazines, but like they pay well and that means they have good writers. And that often sometimes does translate to interesting work. So I'm interested in checking this out. Like what stood out to you about Costco Connection in the past? Like, excuse me. Woo!
Nothing.
Okay, nothing at all.
Nothing stands out. It is the most, neutral magazine that you could possibly read. The most nondescript.
I mean, I would imagine that the AARP magazine might even be more neutral and
Maybe.
Reader's Digest possibly.
Yeah. No, I think Reader's Digest would have a little more edge to it.
Because they're not like the, propaganda arm of a mega corporation.
Correct. Yeah. They would have a poem in there. Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I might take a look.
Open it up. Open it up.
Okay. It definitely, the inside, look, flimsy paper. I can tell that this sucks because it's got bad paper. That's one of those things you touch it and you're like, this doesn't feel quality. Right. It feels worse than an Entertainment Weekly. And that came out weekly. And I did really like Entertainment Weekly. Better than a TV Guide, also weekly.
Yeah. Wonder how many times Jimmy Kimmel's been on the cover of Entertainment Weekly.
Probably a lot. Probably more on TV Guide, if I had to guess.
Right.
Should be happy. It's like that moving goalpost thing where he's like, I've been on TV Guide like 7 times, but when am I going to get on the Costco Connection magazine? So this is telling me immediately, the first 2 pages, the things that they're pointing out. Oldster for the ibuprofen 2-pack, which, ibuprofen's good for the heart if you're an oldster. I'm getting into the ibuprofen era.
Sure.
Right? Or is it aspirin? Aspirin's the one that's good for the heart.
Yeah, that one's for pain.
And also exfoliating skincare, and this definitely looks like an Oldster kind of product as well. All right. Now, when you read a Vogue, it's 1 million advertisements. Like maybe the first 70 pages are like all ads, and that's like the premiere ads, and they want you to take a look at that. This is just we're getting right into the table of contents.
Third page, table of contents.
So, okay. We're not going to go through the whole magazine, but I want to take a look at what the contents are. So it's...
There's no letter from the editor.
There is.
Oh, all right.
At home or away, letter from the editor. Peter Grunig, Senior Vice President, Membership and Marketing and Publisher of Costco Connection.
Okay.
Looks like a dork.
He does look like a cow rep.
Totally energy. Okay, let's just go through the quick table of contents. This terrible stock photo cover.
Yeah, they could have sprung at least for the cover itself to be a thicker, but no.
When I worked for this newspaper that was starting a magazine, they really wanted celebrities on the covers. And so they paid money for not stock photos, but for Getty Images photos. And they were professional, but you could tell that why is this person on the cover? I'll tell you who was on the cover of the first issue.
Sure.
Or not the first, maybe it was the second issue, but they said, Fran Drescher, she's from Queens. We got to get her on this magazine. So they bought the rights to a Getty photo of Fran Drescher taking it some premiere. It was just a very generic, anonymous photo of Fran Drescher. You could tell that, why is Fran Drescher on this magazine? I might have even written a feature about Fran Drescher.
But no interview with
No interview with Fran Drescher, just hey, this is what Fran Drescher's up to. And I'm this is it felt very scammy.
By the way, I would have called that the Queen of Queens.
Fran Drescher?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would have labeled it.
The first or second issue, I mean, you're running out of stuff already. You're putting that, where do you go from? Every issue can't say the Queen of Kings, the King of Queens, the Queen of Queens.
I get that. That makes sense.
They might have, though. I've got a copy at my house. Maybe I'll dig that out. But, okay. The cover story, Costco Travel offers members great options for any occasion. What the fuck is Costco Travel?
You can get discounts. It's like a credit card discount. You can you book your thing through them, and then they give you whether it's airfare or hotels or cruises. That's the big one.
Okay. Is it like the AAA discount kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you book it through their portal or whatever.
You don't have to they don't have a travel agent in a back room of Costco.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if you could call someone somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about Costco. It's been a minute since I've been in one, but it feels like you go into a back room at a place and this oh yeah, we have a whole eye doctor here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to give you the eye test here, or
They have a car
iron situation. It's. I wouldn't be surprised if they just had a travel agent chilling in the back of every Costco and just some normal office type place.
I have tried to buy a car through Costco. Mm-hmm. And that was some bullshit. But
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how did that go?
They connect you to local dealers, and they supposedly give you a preferred price that is no haggle price, but you just get there and it's like any dealer bullshit.
Okay. So, it was a scam.
Yeah. A little, yeah.
Special section for your home. Okay. Laundry 101. Mm-hmm. Okay. And page 28, pillow buying tips.
Someone needs that. You read an article about Jay-Z's watches.
I'm halfway through it, first of all. Okay. I might need to flip to page 28 and find out what the pillow buying tips are. When you buy a pillow from a grocery store or Costco, what are you looking for?
I don't know. I've never cracked that code.
Here's the fun thing about it.
Yeah.
There are page numbers, just not that many. It's mostly ads.
Frozen pizza.
Page 28. If you had to guess, and again, I've written for magazines, so I'm some editor gives me an assignment, says you got to do pillow buying tests. Mm-hmm. I would say try before you buy, maybe? Do you think that's maybe one of those?
Squish them, see if they're firm or soft.
A soft but hard choice. That means that you have to pick between soft or hard pillows.
That's a good little tagline.
What's in a pillow? A pillow's material should also be considered. I do love this stuff. I love corporate marketing writing, and I've done that professionally, and I just remain endlessly amused by the article about how do you buy it? What's in a pillow? Don't forget
a pillow's material should be considered.
You should check if it's got feather or whatever. And that sinking feeling. If you want a pillow that can mold to the shape of your head and neck, consider memory foam.
I like the little quips that they're adding, that sinking feeling. They're having a little fun.
Again, I'm sure they pay really well.
Right.
They're getting good writers to do this stuff. It's not it's not college kids writing this magazine. It's they did consult a doctor, Dr. Mark Boulos, a neurologist and director of the Sunnybrook Sleep Laboratory, said, no one's talked to me about pillows before. All right, look, I'm trying to turn it around on this magazine.
What, they had a celebrity or an expert witness, and that was what did it?
The fact that they put in the fact that no one's talked to me about pillows before, he's why are you calling me? What are we doing here? Yeah, that's fun. There's
I like the quips. I like that sinking feeling, and the other one,
soft but hard
choice.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, that's okay. This is a cute article. Looks like a lot of catalog-y stuff. And again, the design's not that great.
No. In-flight magazine's designs are better than that.
Absolutely. My mom subscribes to Bon Appetit, and I'm always really impressed with the way that they can put the page together. I've laid out pages for newspapers before. I know what looks half-assed, and this does really, it feels like the paper quality. It feels a little half-assed image-wise, but the writing's been cute so far. Okay. So the departments, Tech Connection, Member Connection, which that's where Lynn Lofton seeks to demystify how pet owners communicate with their pets. Okay. Maybe that's for you and me. Should we read this issue yet?
No.
Okay. So they have the lifestyle portion. Get the details on Hot Pot. That's what we're looking at here. That's a hot pot.
Doesn't look that hot.
Well, you know what a hot pot is?
Vaguely.
It's like, I believe it's like a Chinese dish.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of like raw ingredients and you throw it in the hot water and cook it for a certain amount of time.
So there's a separate pot that you throw?
Yes.
Okay.
This pot is this is the cold
plate.
And you throw that into the hot pot.
I see.
They're showing you all of the cold ingredients that don't look hot, because if they showed you the hot pot, it would just be like a pot of water that's boiling.
Right.
And you know that if you look at that, it never boils actually. And then they have the shopping portion, buying smart flowers. Look at how Costco buyers and suppliers go to bring members fresh flowers. That's interesting. Of interest to you and me, who do a podcast about grocery stores.
Yeah.
Exciting products offered for a short time. That's catalog shit. A sampling of what's in the warehouses. Catalog shit. And function of Bagolini bags. It's called In the Bag. It's a Bagolini bag.
Mm-hmm.
Do we dare take a look?
Yeah, let's check out what a Bagolini bag is.
See, that's the hot pot. They're starting to throw.
Where's the hot pot? Oh, that's the hot
They're starting to throw the ingredients into the big pot.
Got it. It's just water or is it oil?
I think it's stock, maybe.
Okay.
Article about dumplings. Okay. Before we get to the Bagolini, that was on page 48. We'll get to the Bagolini. Mm-hmm. There's this thing about house ads that you can tell, like, a new magazine is going to have a lot of house ads. When I've worked for magazines, it's like, hey, you should advertise for advertise in Queen's Magazine or whatever. Advertise in Wizard Magazine. We're just starting up, where you go to people and you say, hey, you should advertise in our magazine. But they say, well, it's your first issue. Like, I'm not going to sign a year-long contract. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's going to be any good. Mm-hmm. It might be a piece of junk. So a lot of the first issues of magazines have house ads where it's like, advertise with us, or it's like small operations. It's your friends. You're like, you want to look prestigious, so you're maybe making fake ads to say, oh, well, we have people advertising for us. Mm-hmm. Like, when I was working for a newspaper that put out a magazine, they would advertise the newspaper in the magazine. So, because it's a different name and it seems legitimate, it's a real advertisement for a real product, but nobody's like making a spend on that. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the advertisements in this magazine, it's a lot of house ads, a lot of Costco things, a lot of products you can buy at Costco.
Well, that's the
point, I guess.
Yeah.
But that might be contributing to why it feels a little juvenile to me, if that makes sense.
Right.
They're not real advertisements.
Right.
Like, theoretically, a magazine makes money from advertisement. You read a Vogue, you read a GQ.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they are getting money from their advertisements.
So, but nobody on this amino energy is actually worried too much about it. This is just a way to move a thing.
I think this is probably a real ad. Like, whoever, the Optimum Nutrition Corporation is like, probably has a deal with Costco. Like, we're featured in your store. We'll put you in the magazine. There's probably a little bit of money changing hands.
Sure.
But so, all right, I'm going to speak ill of the comic book industry for the moment. When you buy a Marvel comic in 2026, or I haven't bought one this year, but in the last few decades, where publishing has become so much less of a priority for Marvel. It's owned by DC, or it's owned by Disney. DC is owned by Warner Brothers. They're, in a certain way, like this Costco magazine, a bit of a loss leader. Like, we're putting money into these, we're paying people to make these, but they're not independent revenue generators in the way that they were in the 80s, 90s, 60s, 50s, or whatever. And like, when I would buy a Marvel comic, in like 2019 or 2020, there weren't the Fruitopia ads. It wasn't Local H advertising in the magazine. It was just Marvel affiliates. It's like, oh, we've got, Marvel has a NASCAR, or it's got Spider-Man on the NASCAR. Check this out. Or underwear with Spider-Man on it, or like, gummy vitamins with Blade on it, All of the products that they were advertising were more in-house kind of things. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't people who thought that they could reach a market by advertising in a Marvel comic. And obviously this is very widely distributed and people are picking it up and people are flipping through it. But these ads don't feel like they're really trying to grab an eyeball. Like, this is not an absolute ad in a copy of Playboy in the 90s, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Where those were designed and people put thought into them. What's the horny ice one, if you remember that one, where it was like the orgy in the ice cube? Mm-mm. There's this famous advertisement that was like in magazines, I think in the 90s, where like the ice had a subliminal, like...
It's not Absolute or something?
Absolute did a lot of very designy stuff, but this was like some kind of, like, the ice reflection was designed in a way that looked like a sex ad.
Oh, I think I know what you're
that.
talking about, yeah.
And there was like congressional hearings about it, and that was, hey, we have eyeballs in the magazine, and now we need to get the eyeballs on our ice cube thing. And that, like, they're putting a lot of thought and attention into the advertisement because they say people are reading this and their eyes are on the Playboy, their eyes are on the Vogue. Mm-hmm. We got to get their eyes onto our product. Mm-hmm. This ad for Estrovin, menopause complete multi-symptom relief, does not feel like this was particularly well thought through.
Right.
This feels like it is a picture of the box, and you could save $5 if you buy 15 of them or whatever.
Yeah. And literally the same design on it.
Exactly. It's like picture of box,
yeah.
Text. These are not like sophisticated designs.
So can I read you Reddit? This is kind of a guy's thing.
Okay.
Costco. The article is from the New York Times 2 years ago. Costco has a magazine and it's thriving. And this is where they talk about stuff we've already mentioned. So the comments say, I like Costco, but this magazine gets thrown straight in the recycling bin when it arrives. Thriving indeed, ... This person says, 99% of the time it goes straight in the garbage, but I give them an A for effort.
Why is it?
Yeah.
There was a Highland Park TV skit that I wasn't wild about at the time, but it was called something that always stuck with me, called Future Garbage. Do you remember this one?
No.
I think it was a weird skit, but Highland Park TV being the comedy collective that we've had a lot of people from Highland Park TV on here. But one time, this lady showed up one time. She did a skit called Future Garbage, and I'm sure it exists on YouTube. You could check it out. But I just like some things to me. I'm just like, oh, that's future garbage.
Yeah, right. Like you're gonna buy this.
I'm gonna get this magazine, and I subscribe to it, and they mail it to my house, and it goes right into the trash.
Right.
But if they stop sending it to me, I'm gonna be pissed off.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so that's pretty much what everybody says.
Okay.
More crap to immediately go in the garbage is always great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, again, I'm assuming that these ads are being designed in-house. The design of the the writing we've seen has been interesting and good. Unfortunately, the design is literally an afterthought. Some of the worst-looking advertisements I've ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
This is an advertisement for February online savings.
Yeah.
And it has a QR code, scan to save. And it's two people in Keith Haring outfits, two young ladies.
And look at how disparate these items are.
It's a list of items, and I literally don't even know what the fuck they are.
There's a computer. There's a engagement ring. There's a cat.
Is that a cat fountain?
It looks like, yeah, a cat fountain.
It's a cat drinking out of it looks like a salad spinner.
Some kind of cream that you literally can't read the text on. So who doesn't want some cream? And then a bed.
This is a really strange advertisement. I'm interested in this, but I'm just really confounded by the magazine. And then it does kind of devolve into, this is just catalog shit. Like, the front half of the magazine is here's an article about elevating your frozen pizza, which we've talked a lot about on this show, and I don't think that you should do that. Just make a fucking pizza from scratch, first of all. And there's an article about an ice skater. About
not the famous ice skater that everyone loves.
This is a Tampax article about Tampax providing period care options, but it's got a photo of an ice skater. Mm-hmm. Did you know that you can ice skate even if you're on your period?
Good.
Ask Maya Shibutani. Mm-hmm. But it does eventually just devolve into
pictures of items.
Pictures of items, descriptions of items, free shipping, discount stuff steaks, Manuka honey knives, pepper grinder, and then this is your, tables and chairs and stuff, washing machine, cat items and dog items, greenhouses. Really, you love Costco.
Yes.
The amount of disparate items that you can get from Costco is a little disconcerting. It is weird that you could go talk to an eye doctor who works at Costco the whole time, right?
Yes, it's weird, but I'd like it. But yes, it's weird. And I have been to the eye doctor at Costco.
Okay, how was it?
It's fine.
Okay. Do you see any better?
I mean, they gave me a prescription.
All right. It was, this is not a fun magazine.
No.
Like, we had some fun with the pillow buying tactics, but that article is designed to help. There's nothing like frivolous or light in here. There's no quizzes.
Yeah.
How well do you know your Kirkland brands? Like, I'm pitching this, like, which is the fake Kirkland product? Like, Kirkland is known for making weird products, putting their name on weird shit. What does Kirkland not put their name on?
Right.
And it could be vodka, sweatshirt, batteries, Agent Orange.
But almost by definition, like the guests, they have to be even safer than in-flight magazines. They have to play every single decision as low hanging and like as safe as they possibly can. If they were to put Agent Orange, they would know that literally they would get thousands of boomers who are confused and angry, complaining at them.
I was just being a little silly, but
No, but that's what I'm saying. But whatever, if they put like, whatever, used tires or something like that, you could eat. Ha ha ha. Like they would get actual people taking it seriously, and so therefore they have to make it the most. And I'm not defending them, but that's the game that they found themselves in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would read this magazine. I think I would read this magazine in an ironic sense, in the way that like I do enjoy reading like, corporate speak and like corporate bullshit copy and stuff. But there's not, the design in this is really like punishing. Like it's really bad for the eyes to look at this. Writing aside, it sucks to look at.
It does.
And
rough.
Look, hey, if Costco Magazine wants to hit me up, I think I could probably do some wonders for your design department.
Sure.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've laid out magazines. I've laid out newspapers. I'm a zinester.
Yeah.
I could help you out if you want to hit me up. But as it is, really bad for the eyeballs.
Yeah.
That flimsy stuff. What do you have? Do we want to do our final thoughts on Costco?
Final thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it's shit. It's shit. It's not, it's like maybe a step above a circular, and the only step is like whatever 3 articles that they have that were actually written by a human being, and then everything else is just stuff they're selling that they want you to buy. So it's just a circular, basically. But yeah,
I think it's more offensive than a circular.
because at least that's wears what it is on its sleeve, kind of.
Yeah, you know what you're getting. You don't say, hey, this is a article about tiny trackers from Mark Saltzman, the tech journalist and host of the Tech It Out podcast. Maybe we should have him as a guest. And no shade to him. Again, my partner's done in-flight magazines. This is like a good job. And like, again, if Costco wants to hire me to design this magazine better, I will do that, because I bet they pay really fucking good and they've got huge distribution. A lot of eyeballs on this thing. I just wish like there's a little bit more thoughtful. For the amount of distribution that it has, maybe it doesn't need to be thoughtful. I guess afterthought maybe is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Where I don't like, I'm gonna be like very sincere. Like, I love the idea that like Costco magazine, it doesn't need to be like subversive, but could be something. Like, they have this distribution network. They have a team of like, you know, writers who can do stuff. I think this could be more interesting than it is. I think it should be more interesting than it is. Obviously, corporate culture does not value interesting.
When you're saying that, I'm picturing so many fights of like well-meaning, creative people who found themselves here, who were trying to convince like, hey, can I just write this kind of cool article and it will sell some units or something, and then just getting shut down. I can imagine so many brutal corporate battles that wound up here.
I mean, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason that this sort of corporate kind of mentality exists, but like, I'm trying to like think of like what would be like and again, I'm not trying to be edgy, I'm not trying to be subversive, but like just something that mattered a little bit more. Like, what if you did an interview, like you had a section where every issue of the magazine talked with like a food giver or a weigher person, and it's like, hey, what's the worst thing you ever had to give away? What's the strangest thing? You don't even have to like be mean about the customers. You don't have to say worst and any of that, but like, what's your strangest interaction, or like, what's the most surprising thing about giving food away? And you could just say have an article like, you know, the heartwarming elements, like people just love free food, and like it really feels like you're doing community and stuff like that. And like I work in local news, and like we have a lot of that in what we report on, but people like to see that shit. Like, and I even feel bad calling it shit. People like to read heartwarming stuff, and like that does matter to people, and it does foster a connection with a brand in that sense. Like,
sure.
If they said like, you know, I since my husband died, I started giving out food at Costco, and like it's brought so many people, and I see these same people every week, and I give food to kids and stuff. Like that would be a great article that genuinely like people would love to. I would love to read that. I think it'd be heartwarming, and that's the kind of thing that I don't think anybody would be offended by that. Like,
well, you're going to be disappointed by what I'm about to say.
Okay.
The food weighers, I think, are not actual Costco employees. I think they're employed by a third party.
Okay.
And the past few times I've been to Costco, I've seen 0 samples. 0.
Really?
So I don't know for sure that they've phased them out, but it certainly feels like they've phased them out.
Okay.
Which is disappointing.
I mean, I'm just, I guess maybe I'm more interested in grocery stores than other people, but like, talk to a butcher. You saw butchers at Costco, right?
They have employees, for sure. You talk to a tire guy, you talk to a cashier even, you talk to whatever.
I think it's like the human interest stuff that this is just like kind of generic shit about how to buy a pillow. And yes, there's some nice turns of phrase and people are caring about the writing at least, but like they could be doing more. Do have Paul McCartney be interviewed by a checkout person, or like
that would be great.
Have Paul McCartney go through a Costco and like pick out 3 things, and then he goes and checks it out, and like have a photo of Paul McCartney at a Costco checkout. Like that's interesting shit.
Yeah.
Like, sorry that I'm giving away all these great ideas to Costco Connection magazine, right?
No, these are a seed of the many more ideas that you have when they hire you. So this is just you're giving them a little taste.
But this just there's the potential. I see the potential. They've got massive distribution, massive eyeballs, and it just feels like a little bit of a waste, unfortunately.
Yep. I don't disagree.
So there you go. That's Costco Connection magazine. Thanks for bringing it in. Is it going right into the bin?
Probably.
You've been in it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I only kept it cut out of because I knew we might look at it.
Okay. Future garbage.
Yeah, future garbage. Exactly.
All right. Well, this has been Clean Up on Aisle Podcast, the dirty truth about grocery stores. Adam, it's been a fun one. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Talk to you later.